shortly, as he has to get into the news right now that's breaking with McCABE wanting immunity for his testimony, where he's saying, whatever I say in this testimony, let's say it's about Spygate, whatever names or activities and everything he says cannot be used against him. So he wants immunity in his testimony. You also have the Justice Department about to show classified materials on the FBI source or sources that were inside the Trump campaign that we just were made privy to via newly redacted text messages. Oconus lures, that's outside contiguous United States spies within the Trump campaign. Alex Jones joins me now to help break this all down. Alex, the deep state and Mueller's team is really in trouble right now, and I think that there's multiple signs that they have nothing. For example, requesting the cell phones, threatening Manafort with prison. They've got nothing, Alex, and they're about to be exposed. What do they do next?
This is ultra-massive. The history that we are witnessing right now is so incredible. That's exactly why I'm here on the broadcast with you until the bottom of the hour. We're going to lay it all out chronologically because, again, they're hoping we're like goldfish. We have no memory. Everything they do, in the words of one of Obama's top advisors, and we go back to remembering Jonathan Gruber, is having no memory. They bet everything on us having no memory. So we're going to have a memory after the break and just chronologically walk through exactly everything that's happened on record. But just recapping the recent developments, we have the new 500 pages of text messages that came out where they have the FBI/CIA term for these outside the continental United States lures going into plant breadcrumbs 2015. Ladies and gentlemen, we got NSA database documents that they admitted were real, and I know they even considered trying to prosecute whoever gave them to us, of Trump, myself, and others being spied on year one when Obama got into office. They've known full well what Trump's been planning, this American take-back. They know he's pure Americana. Look at everything he's doing to every other nation in the world. He's totally dominating everything for the U.S. The U.S. is totally turning around. America's back. The globalists are the ones that hate America on record. They don't know what to do. So, 2015, a year plus, a year and a half before they now have been caught spying on Trump, now we know they were spying back then. Of course they were with HUMET. That's just human intelligence. There was electronic total surveillance going on starting in 2009. Now, let's expand on that. You fast forward. We've got these deep state moles in there that have been trying to block these secret documents getting transferred out of the DOJ to the House Intelligence Committees and others. Trey Gowdy's been blocking that. Now we know why he's leaving Congress. He knew this was all going to come out. Gowdy's a former federal prosecutor. His cover's been completely blown. He's obviously been compromised decades ago, just like Jeff Sessions was a federal prosecutor and U.S. attorney and all these other things, high-level deputy head of the Justice Department. These guys know where the bodies have been buried, but that also makes them corrupt. That makes them compromised. So Trey Gowdy now uncloaked as a Sith. So we now have that going on. And you have McCABE, as you said, trying to get immunity. That immunity will also protect him from perjury, so it's a double entendre. He doesn't just want protection because he's going to release criminal stuff they've done. He wants to be able to spin it and lie about it in Congress and then be protected from perjury with the immunity. So that's double-edged sword. We're going to walk through all this. There's a lot more when we come back. Because remember, no one was spying even electronically. No one was even monitoring. There was no HUMAT. It's all totally insane. Alex Jones is insane.
But here we are today dealing with a deep state that has been corrupting American politics for decades. Donald Trump came along and wanted to do something about it, and everything that has followed is a result of that. Now, Alex Jones joins me here. He is on vacation, but he is joining us live to break all of this down. The McCABE request for immunity, the threat to jail Manafort, the exposure of the Oconus lures, a.k.a. foreign spies, used by the Obama administration against the Trump campaign. Alex Jones joins me now to break it all down. Alex, these are truly historic times that we're living in, and we've been preparing for this really for years, expecting this news to finally come to the public.
That's right, and we have hundreds and hundreds of pieces of incredible news today to cover, but out of all these that fit into this constellation of information, remember Gruber, Jonathan Gruber, 3 years ago, saying, I came up with Obamacare as a way to double and triple prices. The president needed to deceive the public, so I came up with a plan where we'd phase it in over several years. First, we'd tell them that it would give them free health care. Then we'd tell them that it would be the price of a cable bill. Then we'd tell them that they could keep their doctor. Then we'd tell them, oh, we always told you it would double and triple prices. And he said on C-SPAN in front of a bunch of top professors, he said, thank God they're so stupid. Thank God they have no memory. So they're hoping you don't have a memory as they insult your intelligence. But INFOWARS is about having a memory. Our audience does have a memory, and we also go back into the memory hole. Coming up next segment, I'm going to play a clip from back on March 3rd of 2017. The president had just been in for a couple months, and remember, CNN said the source of Trump saying he was being spied on was INFOWARS, and that we were totally insane. But the truth is, we show in the report the actual New York Times article from the 20th where they admitted he was being spied on, and they admitted it in November. They admitted it in December and the 1st of January. Within 2 days of Trump being elected, they panicked and went, don't worry in the news. Obama had been monitoring Trump. They are Russians. We have the proof. That was a bold announcement to people in the government. Stay there. He's not going to get seated. We're going to block the delegates. He will not get the delegates from the Electoral College. And remember, they had Pelosi's daughter on TV saying, Alex Jones has threatened me. I want him arrested on Fox News. I had never threatened her. I just said it was traitorous and illegal and criminal to be trying to block those delegates being seated on the 7th of January. So up until then, they were announcing he is a Russian. Obama was monitoring him. We know he's a Russian. We have total proof. He was financed by Russians. Then they started, of course, pushing the PP-Gate dossier, and then just all these incredible stories to make people in government, most of them, again, are just mentally ill, fellow traveler control freaks. You can just read the Strzok emails and the rest of it, the text messages. These are a bunch of bumbling, panicking, just insane leftists. They all believe the Russiagate thing. They went along with it. They tried to block Trump, believing that he would never get seated. Then he got seated as president. Then they got more hysterical. Schumer goes on TV and says, the intelligence community has 7 ways this Sunday to get you. All the threats come out. They say, we have the proof, don't worry. But the truth is, the proof was on them. So all of that began to unfold. All of that began to go on, and Trump was now the president. He could declassify anything he wanted. He is the final person who can declassify anything he wishes. That's under the Constitution. That's a part of his executive power. Well, Trump decided not to. He just said, you guys were illegally spying on me, and you can go to prison for that, and you illegally leaked it as well. And they went, that is preposterous, starting on January 21st of last year. They said, that is preposterous. That is insane. Remember, up until just recently, they would say every day, it's totally not true. Bill Maher last Friday said that I'm super evil. Alex Jones is evil. He's a liar. No one's spying on Trump. So they can't even get their propaganda straight. Now, fast forward until now. They have perjured themselves to Congress. They have illegally leaked false information. They've gone and gotten warrants with false information. They've paid their wives and husbands at Fusion GPS millions of dollars for false information. McCabe's wife's been given $500,000 by Hillary. All of this is now coming out, piling up. They were set up by Trump beautifully when he knew all this from day one. Let them take the bait. Let them take it hook, line, and sinker. They ran out with it for a long, long time. Now they're exhausted. Now they're being reeled back in. Now they're being gaffed one after the next, thrown into the boat to be taken back to dock and sliced up, and then put in a delicious deep fry. We're gonna have hush puppies, maybe even have a little toddy or something. After that, maybe some cold beer. Now, yet. We haven't gotten the ship in, and we haven't sliced them up yet. So we're not there yet, but let me tell you, we're getting well into the third act here, and the fat lady's a little bit down the road. I think we might be hearing her sing, at least on this critical chapter in history, but the enemy is cornered now. All the cornered rats are going to show themselves. Suddenly, Paul Ryan, the disgraced speaker, suddenly GOWDY, the pinhead, Bobble-Eye, the glass doll. Suddenly, all of these people are uncloaking and are showing themselves, saying, oh, of course, we were surveilling him. It's no big deal. It's just the FBI. And it's just the Democrats, 13 of them running this special project secretly and illegally. And yes, it's totally normal just to monitor everything because, there were Russians, which have now been disproven. And so, okay, yeah, it's about 1,000 times worse than Watergate, but just move along. Nothing to see here. Go away. How dare you be anti-law enforcement, Trump? But everybody's going, wait a minute, you said you weren't spying on him for the last couple of years. But even though the general public's memory isn't that good, they still, when they heard it 10,000 times in every late-night comedy show, and in fact, we've got a special compilation. If Rob Duke can find it. I wanted it last week. We couldn't. It's no big deal. I think McBreen made one. It's a short compilation of just late-night comedy, just a few minutes of it. There's a longer one. I don't want to play that one. It's like a 5-minute one. There's about a minute and a half of late-night comedy saying Alex Jones is insane. He told Trump he's being spied on, and then it's CNN saying it. I think that's a compilation I really, really want because it just shows the viewers and the listeners what we're dealing with and how stupid they think everybody is. So now we're getting down the line. Now they've committed incredible crimes. Now they've come up with empty-handed on the fake Russiagate thing. What are they going to do? Well, they're not going to give up their criminals. They have nothing to lose. So now they're threatening Manafort for supposedly speaking out now and saying you better shut up. Now they are trying to squeeze other people, and now they admit, mainstream news, okay, there's no Russia. Now it is processed, just as we predicted, that somebody might have made a false statement, or somebody might have bounced a check 10 years ago, literally, or somebody might have filled out on a checkbook something wrong 7 years ago, or somebody literally might have bought a sandwich. These are the type of questions going on with Roger Stone's people. Someone might have bought a sandwich on a political account and a glass of tea. So we're now down to like $11 and $12 and $15 stuff on expense accounts. When you see the whole economy coming back, when you see the republic being reborn, when you see sovereignty and confidence, all of this, and you see political correctness in Hollywood and the Chi-Coms and the devil pope and everyone back on their heels and the pedophile armies back on their heels, while all this is happening, there are still hordes of people who can't even name one Obama accomplishment that was good, still saying they hate Trump because they're a bunch of jellyfish followers born in the bosom of liberty who are spoiled rotten brats and don't realize how damn good they've had it because they live inside a bubble because they are the goldfish. We are awake. We are conscious. We have a memory. We're trying to have a future. We've proven we know what we're doing. We are America. We are the Renaissance. We are Western civilization worldwide. And the globalists don't know what to do, and they're panicking. And so the big question is, what are they going to do next? That is the big, giant question. What are they going to do next, my friend?
Well, they won't go away without a fight. We know that much, and we're starting to see some of that fight, but Trump really has the ace up his sleeve when it comes to this Mueller probe because he can pardon Flynn, he can pardon Manafort. They know it, and so they're trying to act like he's bad for using the pardoning power now before he does it to all these innocent people the deep state tried to take out. We'll be right back with Alex Jones. Don't go anywhere. The Alex Jones Show, filling in studio here at the INFOWARS World Headquarters in Austin, Texas. I'm Owen Schroyer. Alex is on the road reporting on all the breaking news that's coming. You may have seen the headline, Mueller requests witnesses' cell phones in Russia probe. Let me just translate that for you. Mueller has nothing in Russia probe. If he had anything, he wouldn't need the cell phones. And I find it ironic how they're now using the Daily Beast, the Politico, all these hack news websites. They're saying, Ivanka was in contact with Russians, tried to set up a meeting with Putin. If Donald Trump was colluding with Putin, why would he need Ivanka to attempt to set up a meeting with Putin? These people are so insane, they don't even see it. But as Alex Jones was breaking down in the last segment, they're like goldfish in a bottle, just being observed and manipulated and fed whatever the owner decides to feed them. Alex, you were just getting into that, the foreign spies that they had in the Trump campaign, how it's all about to be exposed.
That's right. We're going to put a new compilation video together today, and we're going to air it today, because we did another compilation video. We aired it once. We can't find it. But the point is, we're going to put a new one today. So whoever's doing the video grabbing, here's what I want on air. We're going to have a little project on this right now. I want Bill Maher last Friday saying Alex Jones is insane, and he's the source, saying that Trump is being spied on by the FBI. And then he shows an INFOWARS.com article. He does it twice. I want that. I want to cut that in with all three of the late-night comedy hosts, Fallon, Colbert, and the other one. I want to. There's just quick clips. I only want like a minute of it, of those guys saying the source for Trump is Alex Jones and INFOWARS. And then I want to cut it to Anderson Cooper saying the source is Alex Jones and INFOWARS. I want to really throw that in their face, because they hope no one remembers. And I know as an audience, you remember, and you go, Alex, we know all about it. We don't need to hear about this. Tell us what's new. The general public, ladies and gentlemen, does not remember this. And if you simply show it to them or point it out to them, they will absolutely have an epiphany that they've been lied to. This is a critical point. They have committed operations here, literally, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times more insane than anything Richard Nixon ever did. Nixon got in trouble, never got caught himself, for having the plumbers break into the guy he was running against, the Democratic Party, break into his psychiatrist operation. This is when Nixon was 20 points ahead of him in polls, ended up winning in a landslide. Never got the information, never used the information. There were globalists inside the White House that knew the burglary took place, used it to bring down Nixon. So this is how they operate. And so that was breaking into a psychiatrist's office. This is years of illegal spying, tens of millions of dollars of taxpayer money spent to do it, fake reports, lying to Congress, lying to get fake warrants, lying to create parallel construction. All of this is coming out now, and you've got, just shamefully, Trey Gowdy sitting there, suddenly going, it's quite normal to have the FBI spy on everything you did. Really? Is that why you all lied about it? Imagine if the FBI had been inside Hillary's campaign. No, the very same people, McCABE and Strzok, are the ones that ran the kid gloves, fake investigations of Uranium One, of Hillary's server, of all of it. The very same people that are in their text messages saying, she's going to be president, we better really, softball this thing. Those very people are the ones that then ran the operation against Trump. And here's the final equation, the big one, the big burrito, as they say, the big enchilada. And that's that we know this wouldn't have been done unless Obama and Susan Rice and Samantha Powers ordered it. And I've been told by high-level sources that they are the ones that ordered it. And guess who those high-level sources were? Again, back in November, back in December, and back in early January, they were quoted in Atlantic Monthly, the New York Times, the New Yorker magazine, you name it, by the scared left, saying, don't worry, senior administration officials were aware of the Russian penetration and were monitoring and spying on Trump with conventional wiretaps, digital spies, you name it. Again, we've pulled these articles. We've written stories about it. They were the ones that bragged that they were spying on Trump. Their arrogance is incredible. Chucky Schumer's arrogance is incredible. The fact that the Democrats can't even find leadership, the fact that the Democrats can't even find who is going to lead their party and don't even understand it's a crisis is evident. We have an amazing video coming up that you're going to play in the next segment, Owen, of Savannah Hernandez going out. And this is basically unedited. She just cut the spaces out. They could not find anybody in downtown Austin. They could not find anybody down by Barton Springs. They could not find anybody at the University of Texas who could say an accomplishment of Obama. They couldn't say an accomplishment. Well, let me give you his accomplishments. Creating the worst race relations in this country in 65, 70 years. Almost destroying the Second Amendment. Freezing our economy. Transferring most of our weapons technology and energy technology to China. personnel management hack that totally exposed our entire systems. Launching the huge Arab Spring that killed over 1 million people and toppled many of our allies and put radical Islamic regimes in power, helping create ISIS, standing down during Benghazi, allowing that nightmare to take place, and the list goes on and on. So we should actually have a video report where we list the real accomplishments of Barack Hussein Obama. I was thinking today I might sit down for a few hours, and it'll take a few hours, and write out a list of Obama's real accomplishments from a globalist perspective, like Pope Francis, the pedo pope, and his accomplishments wrecking the Catholic Church, wrecking Christianity, opening Europe up to Islam, attacking the family, attacking family values, watering down the Catholic stance on abortion, on and on and on. You have to see it from their perspective, wrecking free market, wrecking the West, wrecking the family. This is their goal. This is their operation. Swallowing up a whole generation of millennials that think he's God. It is truly a shameful situation, but we should also open the phones up and just ask the listeners, what do they think is going to happen as all of this unfolds? Now, that said, ladies and gentlemen, they're cornered, and they're going to strike back, and we're not out of the woods yet, but I can tell you at this point, they're not going to get away with what they've done in the past. And even if they kill Trump or killed me or killed 100 other patriot leaders, they will never reverse the tide against them. The world knows the truth. The thinking man and woman of every race, color, and creed understands the score and is supporting patriot institutions like INFOWARS and are spreading the word despite all the censorship. And notice Google's bit off more than they can chew, calling all Republicans Nazis. That's going to blow up. Now they're having congressional hearings with Congressman Nunes. It's happening. And so these big tech giants are going to get broken up. These globalist institutions that have gone too far, they're going to find out the truth because they have pushed and pushed and pushed. But I do want to encourage listeners to continue to support INFOWARS. We've got some of the biggest sales ever and free shipping on all.
Owen Schroyer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have been hearing the latest from Alex Jones in regards to why you have the deep state panicking right now with the Mueller probe totally being exposed for the witch hunt, partisan hack job that it is, which is, of course, run on the top by the globalists, which need to bring down America in order to bring in the one world government. Alex Jones was breaking that down. Before we go to the clip of Savannah Hernandez going in Austin, Texas, asking people Obama's accomplishments, and they come up empty. Alex Jones, break that down one more time for us, the historical times we're living in.
That's right, and I want to be very clear with listeners. We better get on our knees and thank God, because a lot of people prayed for Providence. They prayed for a Nineveh reprieve. We've still got huge problems facing us on so many fronts, but at least we have a spirit now in this country and a group of people who want to work for a true positive future. And there is a spirit in America of awakening, and it's historic. And people really, really should be thankful. Imagine what it would be like right now if Hillary Clinton had been in office. Ladies and gentlemen, it'd be far worse with the censorship and all the other things. The economy would have been stalled out. They were planning a race war. Those documents have come out. They were planning a war between the sexes that they're still pushing when you go look at leftist propaganda. So this is such a historic time, and I'm just so thankful that God's giving us this chance. But it's just that. It's a chance. Imagine if I'd have told you 2 years ago that they would have the globalists collapsing worldwide. Bilderberg now is in CNBC, and they're saying, oh, Bilderberg's the group that cares and is truthful. Daniels wrote a story for newswars.com yesterday. People should go read it. Oh, they're the group that wants to save America and cares about freedom. They're the truthful, good people. Just 6-7 years ago, CNBC said I was insane and Bilderberg didn't exist. Just a decade ago, Drudge Report was the first major U.S. media organization to start linking to our reports. Think about how far we've come and how every major global publication admits they're falling apart. Italy's preparing to pull out of the euro. These tyrants thought they could really be above the law and tax exempt and then tell us that they're SJWs and that we're bad if we're making a couple $100,000 a year. I mean, look at Bloomberg saying that poor people making $30,000 a year should pay more taxes. They should pay no taxes. That is completely insane. They want full control. So, listeners, yes, we're turning the tide here, but INFOWARS is under mega massive attack. It is under sustained enemy attack. And when you financially support us, it is the game changer. But they believe they can shut us down. It's going to set the precedent. That's why everybody needs to go to InfoWarsStore.com and get supplements and nutraceuticals you really need. We have got some of our best-selling products at 50% off right now and free ship. Have no memory. These are very, very sad people that we need to help and pray for. Here they are.
Monday marked President Trump's 500th day in office, and while he's made many historic accomplishments, many people are still giving Obama credit for everything that's been going on with the economy, with employment rates. So we're out here on this beautiful day in Barton Springs to ask people what they think was Obama's greatest accomplishment during his presidency.
Ooh, that's a hard question.
5 minutes later.
Obama.